Welcome to the Halal Compliance for the Food Industry online workshop seminar. My name is Fahad Omar and I am a Halal auditor trained consultant based here in Perth, Western Australia. Today, we will discuss the principles of halal and haram in Islam and how they apply to the food industry. Firstly, let's start with the basics. In Islam, halal refers to that which is permissible or lawful, while haram refers to that which is prohibited or unlawful. The Quran and Hadith, or the sayings and actions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, guide us to what is halal and haram. In food especially, this means that certain ingredients and production methods are considered halal, while others are considered haram. For example, according to Islamic dietary laws, pork and its byproducts, blood, alcohol, are considered haram or impermissible and not allowed to be consumed by Muslims. Additionally, animals not slaughtered per Islamic guidelines are also considered impermissible. On the other hand, vegetables, fruits, as well as meat from animals that have been properly slaughtered accordingly, are considered halal and permissible for Muslims to consume. It's important to note that these laws are not only limited to the ingredients, but also to the process and the environment in which the items are being processed. Next, we will discuss the criteria for determining halal and haram in food. This includes factors such as the ingredients used and the methods of production. Islamic dietary laws provide guidance on what is halal and haram based on the Quran and Hadith. For example, according to these laws, pork and its byproducts are considered haram and not permissible to consume. As stated in Quran, Al-Baqarah verse 2173, An-Na'am 6145, An-Nisa 43, all these say that blood cannot be consumed, pork cannot be consumed, and also in Hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, forbidden upon to you are dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those animals killed by strangling, or by a violent blow, or by a headlong fall, or by the goring of horns, and those from which wild animal has eaten, except what you are able to slaughter before its death. And those which are sacrificed on stone altars, and prohibited is that you seek decision through divining arrows, that is grave disobedience. Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 5187. While on the other hand, vegetables and fruits are considered halal and permissible for Muslims to consume. Additionally, food produced using haram ingredients or methods, such as using alcohol in the production process, would also be considered haram, as it's clearly stated in the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever intoxicates in large quantities, a small quantity of it is prohibited. In Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2003, it's important to note that these laws are not only limited to the ingredients, but also to the processes and the environment in which it's being processed. Now that we have a better understanding of the principles of halal and haram, let's discuss the process of halal certification. Obtaining halal certification for products involves a thorough inspection and certification process. These includes an on-site inspection of the facility and its processes, and a review of the ingredients and methods of production used. It is important to note that halal certification is not a one-time process, but an ongoing commitment to maintain halal compliance. The halal certification process typically begins with an application to a recognized halal certifying body, such as in Malaysia, JAKIM, in Singapore is MUIS, in Indonesia is MUI, or in America, it's Islamic Food and Nutrition Council of America. Now, after the application process is being reviewed and accepted, an on-site inspection of the facility and its processes is normally conducted to ensure that all the criteria have been met. Now, this may include checking for the presence of halal ingredients or methods of production, as well as verifying that all equipment and utensils used in the production of the halal products are within the limits of hygiene and free from contamination. Now, there are many examples of companies doing this. So far, these companies, which I'm going to mention now, have gone through halal certification, such as Nestle, which obtained halal certification for its Maggi 2-minute noodles in Malaysia, McDonald's, which obtained halal certification for its restaurants in Malaysia and Singapore. It is important to note that halal certification is an ongoing process, and regular audits and inspections are important and needs to be conducted to ensure that halal standards are met. This helps ensure that consumers can trust their products they purchase and ensure they are truly halal, and the companies are held accountable for maintaining halal compliance. Here are some references if you want to look it up. I'll list them up on the side here somewhere. Now that we have a better understanding of these principles, now let's discuss the processes of halal certification itself. Obtaining halal certification for products involve a thorough inspection and certification process, usually conducted by halal certifying bodies such as JAKIM in Malaysia, MUI in Indonesia, and MUIS in Singapore. This process includes an on-site inspection of the facility and its processes, and a review of the ingredients and methods of production used. This ensures that the products being produced comply with halal guidelines set by the Islamic authorities mentioned above. The on-site inspection process includes checks on the facilities, sanitation, hygienic practices, and any haram ingredients or cross-contamination in the production process. The certifying body also verifies that the ingredients sourced, used are halal certified, and the suppliers are halal certified, and that the production process does not involve haram methods. It is important to note that halal certification is not just a one-time process, but an ongoing commitment to maintaining halal compliance. The facility will be subjected to regular audits and inspections to ensure they continue to meet the halal standards. An example of a company that has undergone the halal certification process is Nestle, an international multinational company which has obtained halal certification for its products in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Nestle has implemented strict measures in their production process and has also set up a halal steering committee to ensure that their products comply with the halal guidelines. In summary, halal certification is a vital aspect of the food industry, and companies need to understand and adhere to the principles of halal and haram to meet the demands of the Muslim market and maintain a level of trust of the consumers. The last cog in this whole wheel of halal compliance is to discuss the best practices for maintaining halal compliance in the food industry. This includes regular audits and inspections, proper labeling and documentation, and ongoing training and education for staff. It is important to have a system in place to ensure that all ingredients and products used are halal compliant. This can be achieved through regular audits and inspections of facilities and supply chain. This will help ensure that all products produced or used in the facility are halal compliant and that any issues identified are addressed promptly. Proper labeling and documentation are also crucial in maintaining halal compliance. All halal certified products must be clearly labeled as such, and all documentation relating to the halal certification must be kept up to date and readily available when asked. In addition to maintaining halal compliance in the facility, it is also important to ensure that all staff are well versed in halal principles and best practices. Ongoing training and education for staff will help ensure that they understand the importance of halal compliance and can identify and address any potential issues. Working closely with suppliers is also essential to maintaining halal compliance in the food industry. It is important to have a strong understanding of the halal chain and to work closely with suppliers to ensure that all ingredients and products used are within halal compliance. This can be achieved through regular audits, inspections of suppliers, clear communication and collaboration across the supply chain to ensure that all ingredients and products meet halal standards. In summary, adhering to the principles of halal and haram is essential, as it is not only a Muslim obligation, but a right for Muslims. It is important the food industry understand and comply with these principles to serve the Muslim population. The food industry has a great responsibility to ensure that the products they offer are halal compliant, which includes ingredients they use, the processes which they produce the products, and whatever packaging they use. To achieve this, it is important to have a robust halal management system in place to conduct regular audits and inspections. Here are some examples of companies that has actually gone through halal compliance. Nestle, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. These companies have undergone the certification process from reputable halal bodies like JAKIM in Malaysia, MUIS in Singapore, MUI in Indonesia, and IFENCA in the United States. By obtaining halal certification, these companies are able to reassure Muslims that their products are halal compliant and can be consumed with confidence. Now, it is very important also to note that halal certification is not just one-time process, but an ongoing commitment by everyone to maintain compliance. Now, companies must have a strong understanding of the supply chain and work closely with suppliers to ensure that all ingredients and products used are halal compliant. Thank you for joining us in this workshop, in this short little seminar. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask or contact me via the email I list there. We hope you have gained a better understanding of the importance of halal compliance in the food industry and the steps that needs to be taken to ensure compliance. Remember that halal compliance is not only a religious obligation, but also a business opportunity for the food industry. Thank you for watching again. Please like and subscribe to the channel and share this important message to all your friends out there. Halal is for us to make sure that we arrive in Jannah in a state of acceptance, inshallah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.